एक अच्छा प्रोफाइल एंड सीवी बिल्ड करना है for your job, MBA applications, and even within the MBA program, when you're applying for the final placements, you need a very good profile to be selected by the right companies. And for that, you need to watch all the points in this particular video, and not only watch the points but also start implementing it, because अच्छा CV बनाने में, अच्छा profile build करने में time लगता है. In this particular video, I'm going to cover some of the quick and impactful points, short and impactful points जो आप cover कर सकते हो. Probably in 2-3 months you can start implementing it and put it on your CV as well. However, there would be some points which would require a longer commitment, maybe 1 year, 2 years of commitment. That's why अगर आप एक college में हो तो आप implement करना start कर सकते हो. Before your CAT exam, before joining your MBA colleges, you should start implementing these. So we'll start with some of the quick and impactful points that can add value to your profile really quick, and we will start with the opportunity of volunteering for an NGO. So what had happened in my IIM Lucknow interview, the professor had gone through all the certificates and had just taken out one certificate where I had volunteered for an NGO. I was teaching class 5 kids mathematics. So for that NGO, that particular certificate was taken out, and the commitment that you need to give is not very huge as well. 2-3 months good volunteering with a particular NGO, that can add value to your profile. I had volunteered for almost more than a year. I was teaching these kids online only, so that's why it added a lot of value. But 2-3 months of good work definitely can add value. Where do you find these kind of volunteering opportunities? Remember, it's much easy compared to say an internship opportunity in a branded company. I was volunteering for eVidyaloka. You can go to eVidyaloka, see if there are any online teaching opportunities available still. You can volunteer for them. Or for any particular NGO, you can just DM them on Instagram. You can reach out to them via email. A lot of these NGOs are looking for these volunteers because most of them is unpaid as well. That's why the NGO is also more than willing to take you in. Now, just remember one particular thing over here. You can participate in a lot of activities, but maybe something like fundraising or just cold calling people to raise funds for the NGO, that is not going to add a lot of value. A lot of NGOs make the volunteers do this. But if you do real impactful work like teaching, or you go to the ground, you do impactful work, you interact with underprivileged people, that adds value. The best thing that you can do is go to an NGO and tell them that I'll manage your social media, because a lot of them are looking for young people to manage their Instagram accounts. They cannot do that very efficiently. But if you are young, you know the in and out of Instagram, go and volunteer that I will manage your social media accounts, I can grow your presence and everything. And you can start doing that as well. You can DM them on Instagram, you can mail them and everything. And this is going to be really simple compared to finding an internship. So that is something that you can try. You can start from today itself, 2-3 months of impactful work with an NGO, and it can add great value in your profile. Next one is participating in case competitions, and I cannot add how valuable participating in case competitions can be for your profile, especially if you're looking for management roles. It's going to be very, very, very useful. All the companies, the reason that they organize case competition is because they also want to find the right employees for their company. On the basis of this case competition, they even select some of these employees. The reason being very simple, that case competition is basically like solving a real business problem. If you're in any management role, that is what exactly you do on in your job as well. That's why participate in more and more case competitions. Now, how do you get to know about those case competitions? A lot of these case competitions are organized within colleges. Even on my platform, MBA Circle, we are organizing a case competition, and that is something everyone who is in undergraduation college, MBA college, wherever you are, you should participate in that case competition if you happen to see this video in the couple of few days, because the deadline for that, the first round will be 30th June, but you need to make your final submission before 5th July. So if you're watching this before 5th July and you have sufficient time to submit your presentation, do participate in this first case competition. It's free for everyone. It's an individual case competition. You don't need a team as well. And the important thing over here is you will get a lot of learning from this. You will understand that what goes into these case competitions, because it's completely free, and that too, it's with a Shark Tank featured brand that we have over here. So it's a real company, a real life business problem that you're going to solve in this case competition. If you happen to see this video, I will put the link to the case competition in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Please try to participate in that. It's going to add definitely great value in your profile, especially if you happen to be in the finals. You will get a certificate. If you happen to win this case competition, you will get a certificate from the company, which is going to add a lot of value. And you can participate. So I also have a course if you want to understand how to build those decks and how to structure your case competition and everything. I have a complete course on my platform on MBA Circle case competitions course that you can participate in. You can learn all the frameworks, all the tools that you need to participate participate in these case competitions and win these case competitions, how to structure your presentation basically. And if you are in this particular course, you can participate in the case competitions through the course track. Or if you're not enrolled as well in the course as well, then also you can participate in this case competition through the wildcard track. And even if you're not enrolled, I will encourage you to participate through the wildcard track. Definitely from the wildcard track, it will be a little bit more difficult to get into the finals because a lot of participants would be there. But the idea is at least you will learn a lot. You will learn what goes into these case competitions and how you should be participating in future competitions as well. We will keep organizing such kind of case competitions on our platform. I'll put the link in the description and pin comment. Try to participate in as many as possible. If you happen to win some of these case competitions, you will add great value in your profile again. And also, this is something which you can do really, really quick. It's not something you would need a year or so to prepare. You can complete the course as well in 1 or 2 weeks, and post that particular course, you can start participating in case competitions. In 1 2 months, you will start seeing the impact as well. If you happen to win any of the case competition that you win, it you can put it on your CV and it will add great value. Next are the short term courses that you can do and that can add value in your profile. But remember one thing over here, a lot of people ask me whether I need a certificate for the course or not. Very important thing is anyone can pay for the certificate and get the certificate. Just getting the certificate of these courses does not add much value in your profile. What you need to really question for any of the short term courses that you do is first knowledge over certificate. For these certificates probably might get you a call in the interview or something, but in the interview it is your knowledge which will be tested. If you do not have good knowledge, the certificates are not going to help you. Even a lot of because a lot of people have started doing these short term courses just by paying money. So having these certificates on your CV also will might not get you a direct interview call as well. You need to have other things, and at the same time these short term courses should complement your learning, should complement your knowledge that you can prove in the interview. So knowledge is more important than certificate for these short term courses. That is one. Second is, for any of these courses you need to understand that you need to do relevant courses in your field. For example, if you do valuation course, say advanced finance course, and you are applying for marketing roles, obviously it does not add value. And suppose you want to apply for finance roles and you have done a course on digital marketing, obviously it does not add any value. Apply for the courses that will add depth to the role that you are going to apply in. As for example, there are certain courses which applies to every role. For example, I made a pre-MBA course on my platform, and the reason for that was anyone who's going for a management role for MBA will require it. Whether you're in finance, marketing, consulting, everyone will require pre-MBA Excel, how to solve business cases on Excel. That's the basic learning of this particular course. So that is something that applies to everyone. But somehow some of the other courses as well, for example, if I launch a data analytics course, it's not important that everyone has to do that, right? We are organizing another course on our platform which is on finance masterclass. That's absolutely basic of finance, just reading the balance sheet and stuff. And that as well, if you're not getting into a management role, then that course will not be valid for you. Where that course will be valid, if you're getting into an MBA program, if you're thinking about any management role, whether it's in finance, marketing, consulting, wherever that is, you should know basic understanding of your balance sheet, how to read those balance sheet, whether you like finance or not. So that is where those finance concepts will be handy. Even if it's a finance concept, it can be handy in marketing roles, it can be handy in operations role, in your consulting as well, because you need that basic knowledge of finance at least in those roles as well. But suppose you're applying in a completely different role, you're applying in a, say, a software engineering role, obviously then the finance course will not be applicable for you, it will not be useful for you. So you need to understand two things, very two important things for your courses. One, knowledge over certificate, and second is the courses should have credibility in and depth in the role that you're applying for. And for these short term courses, from where you can do that, first of all, obviously I'll keep launching a lot of these certificate profile building courses on my platform first. Second is Coursera is a great platform. The courses are a bit expensive if you want the certificate from Coursera, but the idea is it adds a lot of value because those are from very reputed institutions and very long term courses as well that they are. At the same time, you can also do some free courses. There are IIM Ahmedabad. You can go to online IMA website and you can find some free courses there. There are some paid courses as well. You can take those courses that you get that IIM Ahmedabad tag, so that adds kind of a value. But make sure that you only take up the relevant courses. You pay only for the relevant courses because those are expensive. You have some free IIM Bangalore courses as well on the Swayam portal. You can go and access those courses for free. Just probably you need to appear for an exam, 1,000 to 2,000 rupees you have to pay for a certificate. So in the Swayam portal, there are some IIM Bangalore free courses that you can go and apply for. So a lot of these free courses are available, and also there are other platforms like Udemy and edX as well are good platforms, but mostly use Udemy for only specific skill set courses. Suppose you want to learn very specific SEO, suppose in digital marketing you want to learn SEO, then go and pick that course up from Udemy. And from Udemy, you don't like that certificate does not add a lot of value from Udemy, but what adds value from Udemy is the knowledge that you gain in that particular topic. And edX as well is same, like more closely aligned to, I would say, Coursera edX. So you have a lot of expensive courses as well there. So there are a lot of these kind of online course platforms from where you can take up online courses. But remember the two mantras, as I said, again I'm repeating it: knowledge over certificate, and that course should add depth to the role that you're applying for. Next is, if you're still in college, start taking up those positions of responsibility, start taking up those clubs and committee responsibilities. And here also remember, just volunteering for a fest or just taking just a position in any club or committee does not add value. But what you need to show is the impact of your work as well, and your leadership skills as well, through those participation, getting those PORs. For example, if you are in a placement committee, everyone knows the placement committee of a college has to work really hard, so that adds value. If suppose you are a coordinator of a consulting club in your college, then just being a coordinator is not going to help you. Show the impact of the work that you did during your tenure. Maybe you launched certain case books during your tenure. Show that that is a tangible proof that you have that this particular case book was launched during my tenure. If you have organized certain master classes for your batch, show that how many participants attended that master class. If you have organized certain courses for your batch, show that to the have the proof collected that these many participants participated in this particular course or this master class. So show that impact. What is the kind of impact that you have done, how many people you could gather, how many people that you have led in your particular committee. If it's a team of 10-15 people, put that on your profile that led a team of 10-15 people to organize these and this stuff. And all of these things create an impact. Just being a coordinator of a club or committee is not going to help, but what you need to show is the impact of your work. And in your CV as well, you need to write that impact of the work as well. Just writing coordinator of a club is not going to add any value. You have to add coordinator of a club, and within that you have to add the impact points. That is, maybe managed a budget of 10 lakh during my tenure, published X number of case books, published organized this masterclass where X number of participants had participated. So all of this will cumulatively form a strong POR or position of responsibility for you. After that, a lot of students do not take this into account when they are still in student life, and that is publishing research paper. A lot of students think that it is not even possible to publish research papers, but the idea is it is possible. Whichever college you are in, whichever stream you are in, just go to your professors and ask them, are they working on any research paper, and if you can contribute in any way possible. Mostly, especially if you are in engineering or in economics background, or you're coming from BCom background as well, a lot of these professors are researching on a particular topic, and you can go and assist them. And it will not be a very difficult work as well. Sometimes it might be something, you have to read other research papers, compile certain reports, compile certain findings for your professors, or if you're in engineering, maybe do certain help your professor do certain experiments. It will be pretty easy as well. And most of the thing about publishing a research paper or not, that will be taken care of by your professor only. And the professor might put you as someone as a co-author, or might even put you as, say, you have assisted in this in publishing this research paper, or researching for this particular journal. So anything they might give you credit for that publishing a research paper. And it can add great value in your profile. This also adds great value if it gets published in a reputed journal, because your professor, it depends completely on your professor as well, where they are what kind of paper they are producing and where they can manage to publish it. If it happens to get published in a reputed journal, it can add great value in your profile again. And this is something definitely that can create a very differentiating kind of a factor, because a lot of students don't have this. And the reason for this is you need to go and ask your professor if they can provide you an opportunity like this or not. Next are extracurricular and co-curricular activities. And here there are two types of ways that it can work. First is you can cover a breadth of topics, like a number of things you can cover within extracurricular. Suppose you're good in sports, you're good in certain academic activities like Olympiads and everything, you're good with debates, quiz, and you're also good with, say, certain indoor dance, drama, anything. You have done a lot of things. Okay, maybe not gone into the depth of anything, but at least participated at some level, just represented your college or your section in certain sports, certain dance, drama, and stuff. A breadth of things you have covered. Or you can go into the depth of one particular thing. Maybe chess, you're playing chess, or you are playing TT, and you have gone to national level, and you have played at a very substantial level that particular sport. Or if you are in drama, or if you are dancing, but you have performed in very reputed places, then that also can add value. So you have gone into the depth of one particular extracurricular activity. So either of these two you have to do. What adds the greatest value is what we call the T structure. That is the horizontal line that you have in T. That is what we call the breadth of topics you have covered. But at the same time, out of those breadth of topics, you have also gone into the depth. The vertical line is what we call the depth. So you have also gone into the depth of one particular thing. Maybe you have participated in quiz, debates, you're a very good public speaker and stuff, but maybe in chess you have gone really, really deep. You have participated in national level, you have participated with some of the grandmasters and everything, you have competed with a lot of professionals as well. So that adds a lot of value, and that's the best kind of profile that we can have, that you have tried a number of things, you have a versatile personality trying different things, but at the same time you have pursued one particular hobby and taken that very deep. But obviously this is kind of a rare profile that we see. A very, very good profiles have this kind of a T structure in their extracurricular or co-curricular activities. Usually try to do one of the following. If you're already good at something, then you can go into the depth of that particular thing, try to participate in more and more activities related to the same task. Or if you're not good at something still, then what you need to do is put some effort in every task that you do. Try to participate in debates. Case competition is another thing that you have to add in your extracurricular as well. That is, anyone can do that. At the same time, you can participate in certain public speaking activities, you can participate in certain sports activities, and you can learn some of the things really fast. Start participating in those, and make sure you participate at least till a certain level. Just participation is not going to help you. At least you represent your section, or you represent your college somewhere, or you become the finalists somewhere, then it's going to add great value in your CV. Next is work experience and academics. A lot of people already know about it, but let me tell you what actually matters over here. If you have work experience, what really matters here is, first, the brand of the company definitely matters. If you're already in a good brand, then obviously it matters a lot. Then the second thing that matters is what kind of work that you are doing. That matters a lot as well. You can be in JP Morgan, but you can be doing very different kind of things. You might be in their customer support team, and that is a very different kind of stream that you're doing. But suppose you're in JP Morgan and you are doing back-end work, say for the front-end investment banking arm, you're doing the back-end work. It adds great value. If in future you want to shift to front-end investment banking role, it will add great value. If you are, say, a business analyst or a data analyst role, you're just working on Excel or SQL kind of, and you're churning out data, basically working on data as a data analyst, then it adds great value if you in future you want to enter into consulting, because that kind of flows into the pipeline, that good data analysts then know about business insights as well, and then they can become good consultants later. So if you have very relevant work, then definitely it adds value. So first one was the brand of your company, second was the kind of work that you are doing in that company. But both of these things are kind of decided by the company itself, where you get placed and what kind of work you are assigned. That kind of depends on the company. Another thing, that the third point, very important under work experience and where you can contribute, is no matter what kind of work you are doing, develop knowledge about the industry and the company that you're working in. Suppose you are a sales representative in say a pharma company, and it has, suppose, nothing to do with management role. You're just a sales representative attending cold calls, just managing some of the daily delegation tasks and stuff. However, what is very important here is know about your company, read about your company in detail, read about the pharma industry in detail, read about your competitors in detail, read your balance sheet of your company, if it is making profit, loss, what are the business insights that you can get from the annual reports of your company, what are the business insights that you can get from your competitors as well. And when you have this kind of an insight, when you have in-depth knowledge about the pharma industry, because when you're working in that industry, when you're working in that company, you have a lot of internal reports as well that will teach you a lot about pharma industry as a whole. If you develop that knowledge, and that completely depends on you, if you develop that knowledge later on, it can help you a lot, especially in consulting. If you want to get into consulting and if people see that you have in-depth knowledge of pharma background, obviously you will be preferred. If you want to get into any pharma company in a different role as well, then also you will be preferred. So that completely depends upon you. It might not be a part of your work, but what you can do is go in depth, read the reports of the company that you have, whatever reports you can get hands on while you are in the company. You can read those particular documents. You will get in depth knowledge about that particular industry, and that is something which again can add great value in your profile. Obviously, this is something that the interviewers will come to know only when they interview you, but definitely if you can show that even during the interview, your conversion chances will dramatically increase. So these are certain things I wanted to cover, and you should start implementing this from today itself, that whatever I have told you, you should start implementing them so that you can start building your profile. And if you are someone who has not yet subscribed to the channel but are an MBA aspirant, please consider subscribing to the channel, because first, it definitely helps me a lot, and at the same time, I keep making such videos on CAT preparation strategies, on MBA profile, anything and everything related to MBA. So definitely you do not want to miss out on these updates, on these videos, if you're an MBA aspirant. So do consider subscribing. That's it for this particular video. See you in the next one.